My husband of 10 years handed me a suitcase and a legal envelope on the same day. My father's heart stopped. He didn't even wait for the coffee to get cold. "I'm moving in with Sarah," he said, checking his watch like I was a scheduled appointment he was finally canceling. Sarah was my best friend, the one who held my hand at the hospital while, apparently, texting my husband about their new life together. He told me I was too fragile to handle the family real estate empire. He said he was doing me a favor by taking the burden off my hands. I didn't scream. I didn't throw a glass. I just looked at him, picked up a pen, and signed every single page of the divorce settlement he'd clearly been drafting for months. He walked out with a smirk, convinced he'd just secured a winning lottery ticket. See, he'd spent years cozying up to my dad, convinced that as the son he never had, the company would fall right into his lap. 2 weeks later, we're all sitting in a cold, mahogany-paneled office for the reading of the will. My ex is there, wearing my father's favorite Rolex, Sarah sitting next to him looking like she'd already picked out the curtains for my childhood home. The lawyer cleared his throat and looked directly at my ex. "Before we get to the assets," the lawyer said, "I have a video message from the deceased." The monitor flickered to life. There was my dad, looking tired but sharper than ever. To my son-in-law, my dad's voice boomed through the speakers. "I knew about the offshore accounts. I knew about the business trips with Sarah. And I knew you'd try to break my daughter the moment I was gone." My ex-husband's face went from smug to ghostly white in 3 seconds. My dad continued, "That's why, 6 months ago, I liquidated the entire holding company. There is no empire left to inherit. Just a massive debt, which, according to the papers you had my daughter sign last week, you officially assumed full responsibility for in exchange for her relinquishing her shares." The silence in that room was heavy. Sarah looked at my ex like he was a burning building she needed to jump out of. She stood up, grabbed her designer bag, and walked out without saying a word. I leaned over the table, looked my ex in the eye, and whispered, "I hope the house was worth it, because the bank is foreclosing on Tuesday." I walked out into the sunlight, finally breathing for the first time in years. He thought he was playing the long game, but my dad always taught me to check the scoreboard before you start celebrating. Would you have stayed quiet and let the trap snap shut, or would you have warned him? Drop a comment and let me know.